Most people think intelligence is something you're either born with or you aren't, almost like it's decided the moment you come into the world and nothing you do can change it, which is why so many people stop trying to become smarter after they leave school. But if you look closely at the people who always seem to solve problems faster, learn new skills more easily, and make better decisions, you'll notice something interesting. They don't just think differently, they live differently, because intelligence isn't only about how your brain is built, it's also about how you use it every single day, and just like your body becomes stronger when you train it consistently, your mind changes according to the habits you repeat. The first habit is reading things that challenge you instead of only reading things that entertain you. Your brain grows when it's forced to process unfamiliar ideas, connect different concepts, and question what it already believes, which is why people who regularly read books about psychology, history, science, philosophy, or biographies often develop a broader way of thinking than people who only consume short videos and social media posts. Entertainment gives your brain a break, but learning gives it a workout, and over time those workouts begin to change the way you think without you even noticing it. The second habit is learning difficult skills on purpose because your brain loves challenges even though it tries to convince you otherwise. Learning a new language, playing chess, writing code, solving mathematical problems, or even learning a musical instrument forces different parts of your brain to work together, and every time you struggle through something that feels mentally demanding, you're teaching your brain to become more adaptable. Most people avoid difficult things because they feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is often a sign that your brain is building new connections instead of repeating old ones. The third habit is spending time thinking without constant distractions, something that has become surprisingly rare. The average person fills every empty moment with scrolling, music, notifications, or endless entertainment, leaving almost no time for deep thought. Some of the best ideas you'll ever have won't appear while you're watching another video or checking your phone, they'll appear when your mind finally has enough silence to connect ideas on its own. That's why many successful writers, scientists, and inventors spend time walking, reflecting, or simply sitting with their thoughts, because creativity often needs silence before it can appear. The fourth habit is exercising your body because your brain depends on it far more than most people realize. Every time you move your body you're increasing blood flow, delivering more oxygen to your brain, improving memory, concentration, and learning at the same time. Many people separate physical fitness from mental performance, but the two are closely connected. A healthy brain is supported by a healthy body, which explains why people who exercise regularly often notice improvements not only in their energy but also in their ability to focus, solve problems, and stay mentally sharp throughout the day. The fifth habit is becoming comfortable with being wrong because nothing slows down learning faster than protecting your own ego. Intelligent people aren't intelligent because they never make mistakes, they're intelligent because they're willing to admit when they're mistaken and learn from it. The moment you stop seeing mistakes as personal failures and start seeing them as information, your brain becomes much more open to improvement. Every wrong answer teaches you something that a correct answer never could, provided you're willing to pay attention instead of becoming defensive. The sixth habit is writing down your thoughts because thinking inside your head and thinking on paper are completely different experiences. When your thoughts stay in your mind they're often vague, emotional, and disorganized, but the moment you try to write them down you quickly notice gaps in your reasoning, weak arguments, and ideas that sounded much better in your head than they do on paper. Writing forces clarity, and clarity is one of the most valuable forms of intelligence because it helps you make better decisions instead of simply reacting to whatever you're feeling in the moment. The seventh and perhaps the most important habit is staying curious because curiosity is what keeps the brain alive. Curious people ask more questions, notice more details, explore more ideas, and continue learning long after everyone else believes they know enough. They don't assume they already have the answer, they look for better ones. Instead of asking who is right, they ask what is true. Instead of accepting information because everyone else believes it, they examine it for themselves, and that simple habit often separates people who continue growing throughout their lives from people who stop learning the moment they become comfortable. At the end of the day, becoming smarter isn't about discovering one secret exercise or one magical technique that changes everything overnight, it's about giving your brain the kind of environment where it has no choice but to grow. Every book you read, Every difficult skill you practice, every thoughtful conversation you have, every problem you solve, and every question you're willing to ask becomes another small investment in the person you're slowly becoming, and while none of these habits will transform your mind in a single day, repeating them for months and years can completely change the way you think, learn, and understand the world, which may be the closest thing there is to becoming genuinely smarter.